Black cats are known historically to invoke fear in many people. Superstition plays a big part. People who own black cats were subject in history to persecution for being a witch, practicing witchcraft, or association with the devil, with the devil, with the devil, with the devil.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 31 Days of Horror. I am Morgan Film Fan. Let's jump into some scares. The Black Cat is another entry in the Bela Lugosi box set, which I reviewed The Raven from here a few days ago. And the Black Cat came out in 1934. It is the pre-code era, which is when films did not have ratings at all. Everything was unrated, and therefore at the time especially, a lot more things were able to be gotten away with, even though all those things would be considered beyond tame today. Back in the day, they did some stuff that they were like, wow, this is kind of risque. Maybe we should invent a rating system for, different age gaps and stuff like that. And then the rating system was born. But anyway, 1934 is The Black Cat. This is based on a short by Edgar Allan Poe, which I haven't read, so I don't really know what the short is like and how to compare the two. But in this one, we have Bela Lugosi playing Vitus, and Vitus is on a trip to a town in Hungary. So this all takes place in Hungary, which is interesting, where Bela Lugosi is actually from and born. We have these two characters named Peter and Joan, and Peter and Joan are recently married, if I'm not mistaken, and they're on the same train, and then they end up sharing a cart, like a train cart kind of thing, on their trip. So they meet Vitus, played by Bela Lugosi, and then they both share a bus, and then the bus has an accident where the driver is killed, Joan is hurt, but Vitus and Peter are okay, and then Vitus and Peter help Joan to the house of the guy that Vitus was on his way to visit. And the guy who Vitus was on his way to visit, his name starts with it's Lodmar. I was gonna say starts with a K, but Lodmar, if I'm not mistaken. He's played by Boris Karloff. So we got Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff back here too, just like in The Raven. So they're staying at this guy's house, Lodmar, I think it is. And they nurse, Joan back to health, and then there's a lot of tension and beef between Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff, because Vitus was saying that he's going to go visit an old friend kind of thing, but it turns out that he is going there more so for revenge and vengeance, because they have some, like I said, bad history with Lodmar, kidnapping Vitus's daughter and doing something to his wife, and during World War One, they bring up World War One in this, which I gotta mention. This is 1934. This is like even before World War Two even happened or started, which is crazy to think about how long ago that was. And you stop and think, it's like, holy shit, like World War Two didn't even happen yet when this thing was filmed. We start to kind of get the reveals on Lodmar and the kind of tension that goes on between him and Vitus. And Lodmar has intentions to not let Peter and Joan escape. He wants to keep them, and we start to realize that he's very much into satanic and demonic rituals, and he's very into the satanic stuff, essentially. And he does like kind of devil worshipping stuff. Again, at the time of this release, this stuff would be extremely risque when it comes to like demonic stuff in your films. There's a scene where Boris Karloff is shirtless, which personally I've never really seen a person shirtless, man or woman, in old films like this. So I'm watching and I'm like, holy shit, this kind of seems different. Like, you don't really see this in any old films. And I'm like, well, it makes sense because this is pre-code. There's a scene between Peter and Joan where they're in bed, and Peter is basically on top of Joan, and he's just kissing her, like on her neck and on her lips. And again, something that probably would be considered what we would see as softcore porn today, they probably saw that equally as like risque, like, whoa, this is getting really sexual and sensual, like, oh my gosh. Like, it's just funny to think about how risque in 1934 these kind of things would be. Like, even one guy has blood after he gets shot dripping from his mouth. You don't get gore in old films, especially the ones that are rated. Like, you don't see blood in these films, and to see blood in a 1934 film, when you really think about it, it is rare, and it is interesting that it is rare. Basically, it goes into a third act of a lot of reveals, a lot of paranoia when it comes to Peter and Joan and how they're going to escape this place. And Vetus, of course, put them in this situation, and you're wondering about Vetus and his intentions, because you're wondering if he's a villain or not. He not really brought it on himself, but he kind of knew, or he should have known, the kind of character Lattimore was. So to put himself in this dangerous situation, and then this other recently married couple in this dangerous situation, you're kind of like, yeah, that's really sketchy. But regardless, then it's like an escape thing, and you do see like a devil worshipping ritual in this. It's not too bad, but going back to the time that this was made, it was probably like horrifying to the audience. But it's a cool film. I didn't like this one as much as The Raven, honestly. The Raven is, in my opinion, much better and much more entertaining than this one. But this one was okay. You get some scenes with a black cat, like especially shadows of the black cat, and they deal with like a lot of Nine Lives stuff kind of thing, and supernatural elements. Not total supernatural, like in your face. Like, it's not a supernatural film. Like, it's pretty much all grounded, but they do mention a lot of supernatural stuff going on. So that was cool. It looks great. It's shot really well. Like, the black and white is fantastic. They do a lot more tricks with like revolving doors and how rooms can like switch and turn and stuff, which is really cool. And there is an explosion at the end of the film, which I found really, really cool for the time. I don't know exactly how they did it, but you do see an explosion, and you see basically a whole house coming down. This house is huge, so I don't even know what to call it. It's not quite a castle, but this place is massive. It's got like huge basement, and like this guy Lattimore is able to actually hide people in this place where they're not able to be found. And he even hides Peter at one point, and Joan can't find him anywhere. Like, he's put in this cellar, and like the place is just ginormous. But yeah, it ends up blowing up, and it's a really cool explosion scene for the mid-30s. So that was pretty neat. It's a neat movie. The Raven was better, but I'm glad I checked out The Black Cat, and I'm glad I added some 30s films to this 31 Days of Horror, because horror started somewhere, and there's a lot of gems in the 30s and 40s if you give them a chance. So pretty cool stuff. We're creeping on to the 31st real fast, and yeah, there's 3 movies left. Wonder what they're gonna be. Thank you for joining me for Spooky Season and 31 Days of Horror. Let me know your thoughts on these films if you've watched them already, or if you haven't, let me know if they sound interesting to you, and just let me know your thoughts, and let me know how what you're watching this October, and if you've seen anything good. So yeah, until next review, we're almost done, but we've got a few more to go. So please join me next time for and enjoy your spooky season. And until next review, sleep tight tonight.